This a good question because I didn't propose. Rachel asked me to marry her.
We got the magic happening. Girl, the feeling is great and I'm loving it. Hey, we got the magic happening. Everything that we need, everything that we beg, girl, the magic's happening. And the feeling is great and this feeling is great, girl, the magic happening. It's happening, yeah.
The morning Harry proposed, it was a regular day for me. I was working in childcare. So I was a preschool teacher, 1-2-year-olds. I was going to work. He did not have to work that day, so we had decided to have like a date night after I got off work. And I told him, I actually just bought my car before, like a week or two before that we were going out. So I'm like, I'm gonna pick you up after work, be ready. Like, I gotta go change this or go grab some other shoes. I'm gonna go home after work, I'm gonna change my clothes, I'm gonna come pick you up, and then we can go to eat, do whatever. I go to work, go home, change my clothes, go to pick him up, and he comes out of the house, he walks out of the house, walks down the driveway, and he's like, I don't wanna wear this. I'm like, you didn't have an hour or two, you had all day. So now you don't even want to wear what you had on. He goes back in the house for probably 10 to 15 minutes and I am fuming. I'm waiting in the driveway like
15 minutes.
But you had all day. You had all day. So to have all day and to not be ready, I was super irritated. So he came out. And then we went to Clody Park in Whitefish Bay. And we park and we're walking. He's like, okay, just come walk with me. So we're walking and I'm so irritated at this point because I waited for you to get dressed. No matter if it was 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you weren't ready when you knew you were supposed to be ready. So we're walking the walkway. We get down by the water. And he's like, take a picture with me. Y'all should have saw my face. Like, I did not want to take a picture because I was irritated. He was like, just take a picture with me. And I'm like, ugh, okay. He hands his phone to a lady who was just sitting there, probably reading a book. I don't know. She was sitting reading a book. He hands his phone and he's like directing her how to use his phone. He actually had a note on his phone that says, I'm about to propose to my girlfriend. Please take good pictures. So I'm sitting there with an attitude. He's ready to propose. And then he comes over by me. He's like, okay, let's take a picture. And then as soon as the lady starts to take pictures, he gets down on one knee and then I start ugly crying because I was so upset. So it was the best surprise from being upset to being like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get married and this is what's happening today. So that was my take on our proposal. It was a total surprise.
Because we used to talk about it and Mari used to be like, I just want it to be me and you. And I'm like, no, like my mother, brother, and sister, like we're all so close. So I'm like, I need my family there. So he'll be like, no, it's just gonna be me and you. So one night we had a game night and I was wondering, he just told me about it. I'm like, okay, we usually talk about stuff like this. So everybody came, my mom, my cousins and things like that. So everybody got to drinking and stuff like that and, got a little alcohol in them. And then I was standing up doing something and then Maurice, gave his little speech like, I want to thank y'all for coming and things like that. So he played our initial song. This is our song because of a night, 112 Cupid. Next thing I know, he got on his knee and that's when I instantly started crying and covered my face. And then that's when all the kids in my family just came up to me and hugged me and he asked me to marry him. And then I was happy. I was happy about it because we definitely been through some things. So I was just like, okay. So since that night, we've been getting to it.
I didn't propose. Rachel asked me to marry her. So it was one of them things like we talked about, like we got a son. I'm at her house every day. Like I probably would go home to change, and then I would go to work. I was working like 2 jobs. I would come home. I would come to her parents' house, go to sleep or take a nap before I went to my job. And her dad was just like, listen, you know, I know he want to be with his son and stuff, but they older, and for them, you know, if you're not married, y'all can't sleep in the same bed in the same house and be here. And I mean, I think he understood like what was important to me. I wanted to make sure I was there for my son every day. So I just remember her being like, you know, are we gonna get married? And I'm just like, yeah, like, all right, cool. And then I don't remember what happened in between her saying that and us ended up at the courthouse to get married. Like, it just seemed like it was just boom. Next thing you know, we was just in this big ass white and black polo shirt, you know, in front of a judge saying we'll get married.
Outfit.
Yeah. These pictures pop up every once in a while, like memory that you might
But then you proposed a couple of years later.
I did. In our 5-year anniversary, we went to Chicago, and I did on like Michigan Ave, and people was like clapping and shit, like they was walking past. So I eventually did because it was something. It was important to me. It was just at the time, and again, like we didn't have so much stuff going on in that 5 years where it was like separation and then back together that it was kind of like a new beginning. So at that time, then I did ask her to marry me.
The morning I proposed to Annika, oh man, because this was the thing, we made it to where we thought, well, we made her think that it was gonna be like this Christmas party.
Family Christmas.
Yeah, this family Christmas party is around December. It was right before Christmas.
December 7th.
Yeah, December 7th. So because I asked her in the past, like, if I was to propose, how would you want it? And she told me like, well, I want your family to be there. I want my family. I want my friends. She want the whole nine, whatever.
I got my
She want to be cute,
on.
basically. Yeah,
That.
we get all that. But anyway, so that morning, it took, cause you know, Annika, she nosy as hell, dog, like to the T. So whenever something ain't right, she would ask the question like, wait, why she here, or why she there, or whatever. That morning, I was talking to my cousin Donald because I kept the ring. He kept the ring, so I'm making sure he got the ring, making sure he gonna be at the party, all that. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm about to do this. Around that time, I made my guy that helped me propose, which he sung to her.
Our pastor's son.
Yeah, our pastor's son. He sung the actual song that Jamie Foxx sung to Fancy at their wedding. That's when her friends started coming out, and her back was turned. So when they was coming out, her back, she didn't know they was coming.
Yeah.
So when they came, they was pouring rose petals on her head on top of her or whatever. And that's when she found out they was here.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yo, that was another surprise.
Yeah.
So I got on one knee after he sung. I let my guy get his shit off or whatever. And after that, I got on one knee and I asked her to marry me. And it took her a little minute because she was crying.
I blacked out a little bit.
Yeah, so it was that. But she for sure said yes. And that's when everybody started clapping. And so that's when she really found out this whole thing was
A proposal.
Yeah.
I thought it really was that. Okay, so real quick, because I know it's a loaded question. I wanted to say how I was that day. So I was at the shop. I was working at the shop still. And I remember being there, and I think I had a client, or maybe I didn't. I don't know, whatever. But I was like, oh, I need to curl my hair for the party. Okay? I had already got me like a little dress. My best friend Tree, she was like, get this, you know, whatever. I had my dress already. So I curled my hair, and I was like, should I curl it, y'all? And they was like, yeah. Everybody knew then, okay? And then also, even before that, my best friend, Cache, she had flew in. She was like, I cannot be here for 2 whole days before this and not let my friend know. This is also like, so we was at IHOP. It was me, you, and Donald. We were at IHOP. This wasn't the same day, but it was like maybe the day before. So she came. And then she came into IHOP, and I was like, and I'm like, Shay, what are you doing here? And she was like, girl, she played it off. She was like, we here for my aunt or something. It's her mom's aunt. They live here still. And in my head, I was like, y'all don't mess with them. But okay, y'all good, whatever. So anywho, so yeah, like the day come, I curl my hair. Everybody trying to was like, yeah, curl it, whatever. So of course I go home. I get ready. Okay, I get ready. We get there. His mom, like he said, was kind of having me all over the place. They were like, go check the ham, see if it's dry. I'm like, I don't know how to check a damn ham, it's dry. But that's because they were trying to get me out of the way for people that were coming in, because there's big windows in the clubhouse at his mom's house. And, you know, that was that. And then, like he said, they started talking. I mean, she's like, Roy, come up here. Y'all want to say something? I'm standing in the back. And she's like, I'm like, what the hell I'm going to say? But that's when I sat down and he started talking and I let him say whatever. And then, like I said, they came out, the veil sang. And I was like, what in the hell? And it was exactly what I wanted.
The advice that I got was, you know, from majority, well, it was from both parties, my dad and my mom. You know, my parents, because I was young, my parents wanted me to be able to stand as a man on my own and be able to handle taking care of a woman, a wife. And they definitely didn't feel like I was ready for that. But Amanda and I had a conversation one night while we were out on a date, and we were talking about marriage and how I felt about it. And my response was just, I feel like I got a lot of things I need to take care of for myself. And her response to me was, why can't we do that stuff together? Like, why do you feel like you need to do that by yourself? Why can't we do that together? And at that point, I didn't have anything else to say. I'm like, all right, well, if she with me like that, then I'll go ahead and make the decision to do that. And so once we had that conversation, there was nobody gonna stop me. My parents didn't stop me. I got into an argument with my dad about it, because he was just like, I want you to be able to have some money in your pocket and, be able to take care of a woman. Right now, you're not in a position to do that. And I'm like, well, do y'all want to help with the wedding or not? I'm not calling you about nothing else, because this woman right here says she got me. So that's where we going. So either you with it or you not with it. And they eventually got with the program, and yeah, here we are.
8 years later. For myself, I did not believe in living together before marriage, based on how I was raised and the relationships and talking to my parents. They were like, that's not what we do. You move in after you get married. So it's kind of funny talking about it now, because we had an apartment that we started leasing before the wedding. We signed a lease, but I couldn't live there until after we got married. So he was living alone in our apartment, but I didn't move in until after we were officially husband and wife.
She was there though.
Yeah.
She was there a lot.
I was there. But at night it was like, you gotta go home.
She would stay till like the last minute, 1, 2 in the morning, and then drive down the street, and I make sure she was home. But we did not spend a night together until we got married. Well, college, we had some fun. We had some nights, but we never lived together though. I had my own space, and so did she. So we never had the same bills and none of that until after.
Yeah. It wasn't like, we didn't feel like, oh, we're not married, let's not live together, because I already at that point I already lived on my own with someone, and I just feel like it wasn't like a big thing. Not that I'm not religious or anything like that, but I just felt like, well, we need to like get something, live together, see how each other live, how we cohabitate together. And I mean, knowing how he was at home, and plus his mama didn't play that, I knew he pretty much kept like his room clean and stuff, and he did a lot of it on his own. It wasn't just his mama. But yeah, we didn't have a problem with that. We didn't go back and forth saying like, well, my dad's not gonna feel a certain type of way, because at that point I had already lived with a past boyfriend, But it was his first time moving out. So I think that also helped because I already lived on my own, and then I am older. So not saying like as a mama or like a big sister or anything like that. Like I knew what to do, but the fact that I already had lived on my own, so and I could just help him get used to living on his own. And yeah, that's just we was cool with it. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't no hesitation. We just made sure we could afford it, and it was where it needed to be. And yeah, we were cool.
I bartended last night. I came home. It was nobody in our bed. I woke up this morning in like 3 hours. Both the twins was in the room. In between both of us, I thought I went to sleep holding her. Like I don't even remember. I don't know how this happened. So we, it's difficult because we got a teenage son. He's moving around. So I'm gonna be real and hunting with you. Like it's probably like a couple of stories of like Christmas parties and like New Year's parties.
We probably had sex in all our family members' house.
Bathrooms, we be right on that bullshit. Like we get right with it, but you got to pick and choose your spots as you get older and stuff. You got to know like, shit, that window real finite. Like you got to make sure you get your time.
We didn't christen a couple people's houses. If you, hey. Mind your business.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why y'all like the bathroom door? Oh yeah, don't worry about that. We'll be done shortly.
I think the what is probably keeping it spicy the most is the challenge, because when you have children, trying to find the opportunity, especially during the day. So I think that in itself, trying to find those little times, they're like, okay, we got the baby sleep. That keeps it spicy in itself. What you think?
I think it's just the LED lights in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody got those, right? Hey, you just switch that mug to red. Pull the sheets. Hey, pull the covers off the bed. Can't nobody cover up. And you got some nice silhouettes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make puppet.
Yes. We'll keep it there.
Well, it'd be hard for us to even get in the bedroom because we got our son, and my son feel like his spot in the bed is my spot, which is kind of a little issue or whatever. But whatever. I initiate lingerie or because I'm a lingerie person. I love that type of stuff. So I would initiate because I kind of have my favorites of lingerie that she wears or whatever. And if we was to go on a date, I would want her to wear that specifically.
I think our biggest thing is that me being a Pisces, I'm into anything and everything. Like, so it ain't shit she can't run across the board. I'm just like, all right, what's happening? Because I feel like that's your job as a man, is to please your woman. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's within, reasonable shit to ask for, and you definitely need to be about that, whether that's going to the store, to the sex store, or letting her bring her toy in, or doing whatever she need to do to, to spice it up. But as a man, you just can't allow yourself to be so caught up on your ego to feel like what you bring to the table is not enough. You got to understand that there's much, much more, and you want to reach a level of exceed happiness. So my biggest thing is that, shit, if she own it, I'm with it, then we gonna fly together, shit. And that's how we came in, that's how we going out.
I don't have problems with him having friends of the opposite sex because of the relationship that we have. I feel that when you feel like you're lacking in some sort of way and someone else is able to provide that causes issues. But we have a lot of communication. So a lot of his friends are my friends as well. So we don't really have any issues that I see. Okay.
That's pretty much the same, but as a man and being from where I'm from, it's a lot of suckers. It just is. Like, it's a lot of suckers out here. So I'm cool with her being friends with, the opposite sex, but they definitely on the tightest watch they could ever guess that they are on. So, and they will never even feel that way, but it just is what it is because of where I'm from. How about that?
I trust my wife to not, do anything that she ain't supposed to be doing, but at the same time, it's more so just, watching whoever she want to be friends with. I have trust issues with niggas, because you know how they is and you know how they get when they come. Especially, I have an attractive woman that, you know, I know she turned heads, which I'm definitely grateful for, you know, whatever. So I know, it's like I know what males be on when it comes to looking at my wife and fantasizing about what they would do or whatever. I don't even want to think about that, but again, it's more so trusting my wife.
Carrie does not want to have anything to do with money. He is like, I'll make money, but don't talk to me about it. So from the time that I think before we got married, we had a joint bank account. He's like, my money can go to this account. You handle everything. I don't care. So you can tell me what I can spend. And even to this day, he's the same way in regards to money. It's not of importance to him. So because that is my strength, that's what he is like, you can handle all of that.
Yeah, I ain't no bump on the log. Like, I definitely can work. I don't have a problem with, you know, making money, but I just feel like money is the root of all evil. And that's a whole different conversation, but at the same time, I trust her. I trust her, and I know that she's a lot more organized than I am. And so I make money, and if it all got to go to her account, I don't care, because I know I'm going to be good. I know I'm going to eat. I'm going to be able to do what I want to do. And
we're not on the street, so.
We ain't on the street, so. Yeah, it's a huge trust factor. And being entrepreneurs, things change a little bit because, I mean, workflow changed. Just learning how to, you know, maneuver in a new space, leaving from corporate jobs and getting a check every 2 weeks and direct deposits hitting, and I ain't got to deal with that. I literally don't look at no bank statements, nothing, you know. That's just something that she always took care of. But it got a little bit different when being an entrepreneur. You got so much money changing hands, money touching your hands. So you got to be a little more disciplined too to make sure that the money gets to the right space and that we ain't out on the street. So that's definitely a work in progress, making sure you do business the right way. And any entrepreneur knows the struggle of making sure everything is right in the way it needs to be.
I feel like nowadays we live in a day and age in our society where women expect men to have everything together and them to just come live. And it's like, nah, baby, you gotta have a plan too.
We got the magic happening. Girl, the feeling is great and I'm loving it. Hey, we got the magic happening. Everything.